Hello and welcome back to the GXD-M channel. We've just finished the first live stream of testing out the cars, and we're going to jump straight into a driver career mode, and then we'll try and fit in at some point the my team career mode. But for now, we're going to focus on driver's career mode. So let's get started. We're going to go full season. We're going to go custom settings. I'm going to go through all these settings now, make sure everything's set up correctly, and when it is, I'll be back with you. Right, we've gone through the settings, we've set everything up. We do have some damage on. We have structured for a short quali session. I think it's like a one-shot quali. Actually, we can double check that. Yes, we've gone for a short quali, not one shot. We've gone for a short and a medium length race. So let's confirm them settings. Let's confirm the settings yet again. We're not going to go for an official driver. We are going to go for our own personal driver, just to see if anything new, like character-wise, has been added, because in the past it has been the same drivers over and over again, like this one that looks like George Russell, in my opinion. We'll just go for him, because they all look the exact same as previously, which obviously it is only a DLC pack, it isn't anything else. Back in a minute once I filled this out. There we go, we've gone with Freeman. Now, can I still use my number? My number in the past was 77. I cannot. Oh, we'll have to go with 70 from now on then, I guess. Obviously the 7 means a lot to me. It has done my whole life since recent, well, not very recent, but since something happened in my life, I've used the number 7 for a friend. So we'll just go with that one. Why not?
Guys, thank you so much.
We'll get that, which we just looked at on this stream a second ago. Academy. Now this is where we can have a bit of fun. We can either do Mercedes, we can go with Ferrari, Red Bull, Alpine, McLaren, Williams, or do we go for one of the new teams? Now I'm wanting to start off on a new team, definitely, and work my way up to the other teams. But I reckon we're going to go with... We'll go with Audi. We've just used Audi in the live stream, but we're going to go with Audi as our first team. Definitely. Aston Martin. What a shock. Very low on the grid this season. Ferrari's quite up there. Cadillac, second to bottom. Williams, third. Visa, fourth. Audi, Haas, Alpine. Red Bull, McLaren and Ferrari aren't that far off, but Mercedes are miles ahead. So we're going to go with Audi. And we're going to have Nico Hülkenberg as our teammate. Let's confirm them settings.
Finally, let's do this for real. Sorry it took so long. You know what these legal types are like? Yes, sir. No, sir. Here's 80 pages of needless jargon, sir. Anyway, believe it or not, this is my excited face. Come on, come on. Let me show you what we've got. So, all the usual stuff. Merchandising, likeness, blah, blah, blah. But the really juicy stuff is their expectation of you. They need you to challenge yourself all season, be the best you can be, dominate your teammate, become a legend. All that jazz. Now, it's over to you.
So here we go. We're going to sort out our contract. I'm going to put it on a... It says recommended 69. So we'll go with that. I do also just want to point out before I click how to sign. The cars are a handful. We are in Audi. In the live stream we just did then, I got up to 9th in qualifying and then got pushed back down to 19th. So yeah, going to be a challenge, but we're going to go with Audi for the first season, definitely. And as the season goes on, we'll see what happens if we end up deciding we want to go elsewhere or sticking with Audi for a second season in a row. R&D, I've left that for the game to sort out itself. I'm not going to mess with the R&D stuff, which are the upgrades in the game. I just want to be the driver. But let's sign this contract. Yeah, we are now in the game. Very quickly as well, we can see Audi's outfit is red, white, black. So we're going to head over to customization in just a moment. We're going to sort out our helmet. But other than that, as you can see, everything else is still the same in here. So yeah, we're going to head over to helmets. We're going to pick our helmet, sort it out, and jump straight in to some racing. So yeah, there's the helmet sorted for us. Pretty basic, red, white, blue, to match the outfits that the drivers are wearing. We're going to jump straight into the grid reveal, and then jump straight to Australia. So here we are. We're now going to jump straight into the race weekend. We are only going to do one of the 3 practices, just to get some of the R&D points in for the lads back at the factory to be able to mess about with. We're now going to go to quali and jump straight into the race. So I'm going to leave you guys with everything that's about to happen.
The long wait is over. This is it, a brand new season. And before the show gets well and truly underway, we've got the all-important matter of a free practice session. It's great to be back.
Okay, mate, this is the first running of the real car. Now, I know it's a big ask, but let's get some useful data and get you used to how the practice sessions work. Let's start the season as we mean to go on, eh? I know we can have a great year, so let's go.
And here we are then. We are now in the Audi for our first ever driver career mode in the 2026 Formula One cars. Now we're going to start off with a bit of a quali pace thing, just so we can see how our quali pace is. Obviously, as I said, the AI in my live stream I had them on 97, and oh my god, the Audi really sucked. But in this one, I've brought them back down a bit. They do need raising again, so you'll see during the race, on the first couple of laps, I kind of take it easy because I wanted to have a bit of a battle, and then at that point going forward, I was like, yeah, the AI definitely need raising in this save. So for episode 2, the AI will be raised to I think I'm going to raise it up to like 85 or something like that, just so we have a bit of a battle. And yeah, so let's jump straight in to our qualifying pace lap. Now, one thing you will see is, at the beginning of this lap, I used quite a lot of the battery. Now, since this, I have learnt that the battery is very vulnerable around tracks, and you should only really be using it out of the corner or if you need that extra burst of energy to overtake a car. So, yeah, we've learnt the battery mistake already, which is perfect. Going a bit wide there though, getting just a bit off the track, managing though to carry on and progress on with the quali pace. But I'm going to leave you with it, I'm going to leave you with the sound of this beautiful machine. And there we go, there's our first ever lap in qualifying with the 26 cars, a 122.023. Not a bad lap, obviously, as I said, this is only free practice. Throughout this whole series, we are only going to be doing one free practice and then jumping straight into quali and straight into the race. So we end up pitting at the end of this lap to go on to our next R&D thing set by the team. So all we've got left is race strategy and time management. We're going to jump straight into time management next and see how good these cars are at managing the tyres. Now, we're not going to be doing no more out laps, we're just going to jump straight into flying laps just so then this process goes a bit quicker, because these videos do take me about 2 hours, even with the race length, to fully record and make sure I've got every clip during it. But I'll leave you guys with time management and then we'll come back and sort out our race pace before heading in to qualifying at Australia.
This test is all about tyre management. Try to control the slip through each corner and take extra care putting the power down at the apex. Because temperature's so important for your tyres, cool down laps are now vital after a push lap so that we don't light up the rubber too much, not to mention recharging the battery. Okay mate, so plenty of changes this year. In terms of the engine, you've now got overtake mode. It's a boosted battery mode that'll kick in automatically when you're within a second of the car ahead to give you more power over the following lap, so you can get that overtake done. And don't worry about draining the battery, you can recharge.
And here we are then, let's head straight in to the race pace.
Absolutely buzzing to get started this season and to figure out what these new regs will be like. Brand new engine and aero modes, new tracks, new teams. Let's show them what we're made of, eh?
And there we have it. Race pace is now officially done. So all that's left to do is head back into the garage, wait for this session to be over, and head in to qualifying in Australia.
And a warm welcome, everybody. We're here in the heart of Melbourne. It's Albert Park, and it's qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix.
And here we are then, getting ready to hit the track in qualifying. Now, when I filmed this episode, I didn't have no setups, so we went with a base game setup. Since then, I quickly went on time trial to practice Monaco, which is next week's race for MRC, and found out that there was setups already done by other players. So going into our next episode, which I think is Japan or China, we will have a setup for the car. So we'll see how the car performs with that setup, but I'm going to leave you with the first lap of qualifying.
Okay, mate, so word on the new regs this year. When you're within a second of the car ahead, you'll get access to overtake mode. Basically, it just gives you more power and recharge allowance from the battery over the following lap. Nothing for you to do, just lock in and focus on the move. Enjoy. Okay, be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage.
Now, as you've seen just then, at the beginning of our first qualifying, there was two cars that were trying to overtake but also trying to set a lap, which kind of prohibited us from getting our best time. But coming in to lap 2 of qualifying, we end up doing a lot better.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now. We've dropped to P11.
And there we have it. Our second lap done, puts us up into P9, but we still get one more attempt before we head in to the race here in Australia. And there you have it, P2 for our first race in Australia. What can I say? We're in an Audi. The AI really should be higher than what they are, and they will be for episode 2, like I keep saying. But now we're going to jump straight into the race and see where Audi can finish.
It's a new day, a new dawn, a new era for Formula One. This is the 2026 World Championship. New regulations, new cars, new fuels, new drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's ride. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 14 corners and 3.28 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles per hour. The close proximity of the barriers make accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Freeman completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, and Piastri. Verstappen, Hadjar, Antonelli, and Alex Albon. Russell, Perez, Franco Colapinto, and Gasly. Bottas, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, and Esteban Ocon. Lawson, Behrman, Hulkenberg, and Arvid Lindblad rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me, bringing glamour and expertise to our commentary today, Naomi Schiff. As much as I like testing, and I do love testing, and I've really enjoyed the build-up here and all the speculation, I really want to see some action. And finally today, we get some proper action on the track.
This is always such an exciting time in the season. First of all, it's the first time they'll be racing their new cars. So that's always an exciting thing for drivers to look forward to.
Okay,
So
mate,
here we are then. Hulkenberg starting in 21st. Not bad, but we know we can do better. But he is trying to get used to a new car. Now instantly I noticed that the fuel was quite low. One thing I've learned doing this now, after this first episode, and talking to other people that play the game, these cars will save fuel without you even knowing. So, but starting in second, I don't feel like we could have done any better with what happened on track, and with us still getting used to the 26 cars. Second place for our first race in Audi isn't bad. But let's quickly head down the track, line back up, for lights out, and away we go.
Decent parking. Let's try and get a good launch as the lights go out. Okay, so that's the rest of the grid forming up now. Be patient and watch for those lights.
So here we are then. We've got the car fully revved, just in case we need that extra turbo, and away we go. Now we try and cut for the right side, can't do it as Lando Norris does cut across us, so we go for the left side, and we tried to pinch him coming into the first corner, which we end up doing successfully. Now at this point, I was like, right, we've just started a new series, and we're already in first. And I do feel like the AI are probably a bit too low at this point. And for the next lap or two, we try and keep Lando Norris within range of overtake mode, but as you'll see, he never ends up getting past until after we pit.
Okay, so managing the engine's more important than ever. Your main way to recharge will be lifting and coasting, and you don't always need to go full throttle. Try some lift and coast before braking, then use boost on corner exit to get that extra energy deployment.
Now, as you've just seen, I took my time on the second lap just to see if Lando Norris would use the overtake to his advantage and try and go around. Getting to the end of the lap as well, I actually thought, oh, maybe it's not been activated yet. So on the next lap, we take it just as easy as we did on the first lap, and still, I feel like he wasn't aggressive enough with the AI settings that we had for the race, hence why in episode 2, the AI are going to be more aggressive as they're going to be on a higher level. Now, jumping many laps into the race, we've set multiple fastest laps, and it's about time we start thinking about pitting. Another reason why I wanted to pit is because I thought we haven't had any battles yet. Other than turn 1, lap 1 at the beginning, we've not battled any cars on track. So to see if it was worth us upping the AI, we pit this lap and try challenging some of the AI to see if it's worth upping it.
Let's go, come on! Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
And here we are. We come out in 8th position, just behind the Mercedes of George Russell. And it was at this point that I said, right, let's challenge these AI. Let's see what they've got at the level that I've got them on now, before definitely upping them in the next race to make it more entertaining for you guys and for me when playing / driving in the game.
Okay, so that's boost mode available if you need it.
Now, using a bit of boost mode there just to get past Russell and get him out of the way before we get down this long straight and have this train in front of us. Leclerc and Verstappen decide to pit, which just leaves Carlos Sainz in front of us, and we are now able to use the new feature of overtake, where if you're within 1 second, by the time you hit a timing point near the end of the lap, you get given overtake mode, and this works in our advantage as we then drive this car to literally its bones and chassis to catch up to Hamilton to get overtake for the next lap.
Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
And there we have it. Overtake mode for another lap to try and push that gap between me and the AIs behind. Now, Lando Norris does come out the pits, and he does end up around about 12-13 seconds. But you'll see as this race goes on, that gap just gets bigger. So the AI are definitely getting up to the next race, but we're going to skip now right to the last 3 laps for you guys to be able to enjoy.
First position, front of the pack. Norris is behind you. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Come on, just 3 laps to go. 3 laps.
Now, I know I said I'm going to leave you with the last 3 laps, but I realised whilst editing, the laps are quite long when you think about it. So, we skip now to the last lap, last few corners, and the gap to the cars behind, 20 seconds, nearly 21 seconds. So the AI definitely need racing before the next episode, and they will be. But as we come around the last 2 corners, keeping it nice and smooth, keeping the throttle just perfect, and then just deploying everything this car has all the way to the start finish line.
Guys, thank you so much. You've been great all weekend. To everyone back in the factory, on a pit wall, you've been amazing.
Oh, you worked hard for that one. Congratulations, well done.
So there we have it. Audi with their first podium in this driver career mode. Now, I've got a feeling that's going to be very scarce going forward, but if after round 2 I feel like the AI still need raising, we will raise them again. Until we find that comfortable spot where they're competitive enough for me and not just pulling away every lap to the point where we'll last every single race. That's all that matters. But this has been GXD-M, and this is the 26 F1 race cars. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, be sure to show me some love. Hit that like button down below. Ding dong that notification bell so you know when the next go live, post a video, or post a short. But I've been GXD, and I see all yous in episode 2 of F1 26.